Hello everybody and welcome to Naval Action Ship Review. So today I'm going to take a look at the Surprise, and originally I was going to take a look at the Constitution, and I want to go through the history of the Constitution, and there's a lot of it. A metric shit ton to go through. So as a result, I'm waiting with the Constitution. Sorry, I know it was voted in, but it'll come when it's ready. I'll take my time with this one, make sure it's done properly so that I don't burn out on it, whatever, since it's a lot. So we're gonna take a look at the Surprise. The HMS Surprise, some people might know it from Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, that movie. Probably why this ship is the most famous, the movie. She also took, of course, part in some of the books by Patrick O'Brien. The Master and Commander movie is, after all, based on some of the books. Anyways, I'll be taking a look at the ship in-game, and of course, she is a historical ship. She was originally named the Unité, I think, and was designed by Pierre-Alexandre Forfait, and was designated as a corvette under French service, which she originally was under, which was mounted with 8-pound cannons and 6-pound cannons, I believe. She was launched on the 16th of January 1794. So she had quite a light armament for her size. If you compare her, for example, to the Belle Poule. The Belle Poule is similar size. You can see it there. And the Belle Poule has 12-pound cannons. Or the Cherubim, or the frigate, or whatever, has 18-pound frigates. Cannons, not frigates, cannons. Anyways, we'll go through the history of the ship. So on 20th of March 1794, Lieutenant de Vaisseau Jean Le Dresnec, who was 41 years old at the time, entered the naval service soon after the revolution from the career in the merchant service, and arrived to take command of the Unité, or the Surprise. And he supervised the fitting out of the Surprise, and found the long guns were too large to be easily reloaded. And that's 8-pound cannons. And the lower sails were too large as well. And he notified the authorities, and they just urged him to rush fitting the ship out. And soon afterwards, the Unité took part in the Battle of the glorious 1st of June by escorting the Revolutionnaire, as she was towed by the Audacieux. And now the combat starts. So I have to pay a bit attention here as well. So yeah. In June 1794, the Unité completed repairs in Saint-Malo and Brest to damage she had sustained in said battle. And in the following months, she escorted merchant vessels. So that's pretty boring. On 28th of September, with the corvette Berger and under command of Lieutenant de Vaisseau Goulet, the two ships left Brest to sail northwest between Ireland and the islands of Hebrides and St. Kilda to intercept enemy merchant shipping, the enemy of course being the British. And on 17th of October, the ships captured a 200-ton merchant ship, Diane. The next day, the weather turned foul and the ships were separated. And the Surprise, unwilling to continue the mission alone, went looking for her friend, but after 16 days she returned to Brest. And again, she was repaired, and after repairs she was ordered to join the Mediterranean fleet at Toulon, and arrived there on the March in 1795, where she spent the remainder of the year just blockading or serving as a courier, so nothing exciting. But, yeah. In April 1796, she was ordered on a courier mission to North Africa to deliver a personal message, to deliver personnel and messages to the port of Bonn. And at the time, Le Dresnec, who was recently promoted to Capitaine de Frégate, was suffering from smallpox and couldn't be captain of the Surprise for that mission, so the first lieutenant, Lieutenant Le Breton, commanded the unit. Now, this is where things start getting interesting. A certain Captain Thomas Fremantle, in command of the frigate HMS Inconstant, Inconstant, had heard there was a French frigate in Bonne. That said French frigate would be the Unité. And Thomas intercepted the Unité. And the Unité, wrongly, when they met each other, identified the Inconstant as a neutral vessel. And Le Breton did not clear the ship for action, and about an hour later, Inconstant sailed alongside, boarded and captured Unité intact. That's how the Unité got captured, and about a year after capture, Unité was renamed HMS Surprise, since there was another French ship in British service at the time called Unité. And the Surprise was reclassified as a 28-gun frigate. A 6th rate, to be exact. And she carried 24 32-pound carronades on her gun deck, which you can also do in-game. 8 32-pounders on her quarter and fore decks, and 2 or 4 6-pound cannons as chasers. In this game, it's 2. So yeah, it's one of the few all-carronade frigates, I believe, ever in British service. Right now I'm using her as her French configuration would be, which would be cannons, all cannons. Anyways. And then next. The Surprise also partook in something else which made her famous. Historically, at least. And she recaptured the HMS Hermione. Which will at some point in time get in naval action. The Hermione has files. Of course, it could also be the French the French Hermione, which would be a different ship. We'll see. But anyways, it's in the files. There's a Hermione. It's probably one of those two. Although I guess if it was the French, it would be Le Hermione. I don't know. Anyways. Under Captain Edward Hamilton, the Surprise sailed in the Caribbean for several years, capturing several privateers. And in 1799, HMS Hermione, the crew had the victory had got... I'm messing up, sorry. The Surprise gained fame for cutting out the expedition in 1799 of the Hermione. And the Hermione had, of course, her crew had mutinied. And the Hermione had sailed into Spanish possession. And Captain Edward Hamilton of the Surprise led the boarding party to retake Hermione, and after an exceptionally bloody action, sailed her out under Spanish gunfire at Portugallo, I believe. The Spanish casualty included an entire 119 dead, 231 were taken prisoners, and another 15 jumped or fell overboard, and Hamilton had only 11 injured, 4 of them were seriously injured. That's some difference, and I need to get out of here since this is hurting me. I'm not really focusing on fighting here since I'm very much focusing on the reading. But I've got another mission in the area which we'll jump into. So anyways, yeah, the Surprise took the Hermione, which we'll probably see sometime in naval action. And in February 1802, the Surprise was broken up after the Treaty of Amiens. So, how is the Surprise in naval action? Well, in naval action, the Surprise is a 38-gun frigate, carrying 2 6-pound or 18-pound 6-pound cannons or 18-pound carronades for her bow chasers. For her stern chasers, it's either 4 18-pound carronades or 4 6-pound cannons. On her weather deck, it's 14 6-pound cannons or 14 18-pound carronades, and for her gun deck, it's 24 32-pound carronades or 24 9-pound cannons. And so that's pretty good armament. And comparing the ship to the Renome, which you can both crew at 240 crew, the Renome has 26 9-pound cannons or 32-pound carronades and 4 6-pound cannons or 12-pound carronades. So the Surprise has more guns overall. So the broadside weight of the Renome is 130 pounds roughly, while the one of the Surprise sits at 150 pounds. So that's 20 more broadside, which is notable when fighting AI. And the Renome is more popular for PvP. If you use them both with carronades, the Renome has broadside of 450 roughly, and the Surprise has 510 pounds. So the Surprise has heavier broadside. Surprise is also a decent ship compared to the Renome, although they're different ships, and I'll get more onto it later. Compared to the Belpool easily wins, since the Belpool can carry 28 12-pound cannons or 32-pound carronades, and she can carry 10 6-pound cannons or 24-pound carronades. So the Belpool has a broadside of 200 pounds roughly with cannons, which is 50 more than the Surprise. Or she has 568 pound with carronades, which is again roughly 50 more than the Surprise. Well, it would be 60 more than the Surprise. So the Surprise, compared to the Belpool, she has a weaker armament. Compared to this Renome, she has a lot better armament. But the Surprise is also quite a bit younger than the Renome historically, since Renome is like 1740, while Surprise is 1797, was it? I'm pretty sure. 1796. Or 1794, I believe. 1797, she was captured into British service, I believe. Yeah, 1797, she was captured into British service. Anyways. So yeah, broadside weight, the Surprise sits bang in the middle. However, sailing, this is where the Surprise differs from both the Belpool and the Renome. Now, the Belpool is slower, and the Renome is faster. The Renome is, at the moment, the fastest ship in the game. At the best point of sail, the Surprise does 12.34 knots at best point of sail. The Renome does 14.81 knots, while the Belpool does 12.20 knots. However, the Surprise is both better than the Renome and Belpool, sailing close hold and beam reach, so at this point of sail. The Surprise is one of the best square-rigged ships at sailing beam reach or close hold, which is excellent. So if you sail close hold and you're being chased by a Renome, you're going to outrun the Renome in your Surprise. If you try to run with the wind, the Renome is easily going to catch you. But sail close hold, and this goes against anything. Trim calmly, better. The Surprise is better close hold. Pretty much any square rigger, in my experience, the Surprise is better at sailing close hold. The exceptions, of course, are the smaller ships like the Snow. The Snow is amazing at sailing close hold, but the Snow is also quite a bit smaller. But in other aspects, the Surprise sits in between the Renome and the Belpool. The Renome has a turn rate of 4.13, the Belpool 3.13. Surprise has 3.72, so roughly in the middle. So yeah, the Surprise is also very stable, it doesn't heal much, but I don't feel like the Renome or Belpool heals a lot either. But that being said, I haven't sailed the Renome much, but I know it's popular in gang game because of its speed. And well, the Surprise isn't that popular because its beam reach and close hold speed doesn't really matter that much. in the current meta at least. So the surprise is still excellent against AI, where speed doesn't matter. And I would say she's good at AI because of her large armament. But anyways, we'll say that more in conclusion. Let's go into the structure of the surprise, which is not that good. She has the lowest structure of the 3 ships I've mentioned. The surprise has a structure of 2,385 for a teak one. Renome has 2,415, and the Belpool has a whopping 3,089. So that's not good for the surprise. However, the surprise is a nice ship. Oh shit, I forgot to repair. Wait, I didn't forget to repair. I remembered to repair. I forgot that I did in fact repair. So the surprise is a nice ship. She has 38 guns. She has good broadside. Especially with carronade, she is good for killing AI. And she's a nice looking ship. But at the moment, I feel like her lackluster ornament in a sense. She isn't excellent at anything except sailing close hold and beam reach, but that in my experience doesn't matter that much. She isn't excellent ship at where it matters, unlike say the Renome, which has good speed, or the Belpool, which has good ornament, or the frigate for that matter, which has good ornament. So I feel like the ship is more reserved for Jack Aubrey fans, or Master and Commander fans, and sailing against the AI with carronade, since that is without a doubt better than the Renome. Since the Renome has like 50 pounds less of broadside, that's a significant amount in my opinion at this tier with carronade. So yeah, now that I've gone into this, that has pretty much been the surprise. And 5 degrees of heal at this point, that's not bad. It's a lot better than the Trincomaly's 9%. But yeah, the surprise is, it's a nice ship. But the fact of the matter is, you don't see it in the open world much, since usually there's better options like the Renome for PvP. Or the Belpool, it's only 40 more crew. Or the frigate, which is only 40 more crew. So I like the surprise, don't get me wrong. It's a nice ship and I like how it looks. But its ornament, when it was a 12-pounder frigate, way back in before early access, it was a good ship, but it got really hurt by the loss of its 12-pound cannons. As a 9-pound frigate, it's lackluster. Like, you want more from this great ship. But if you mount with carronades, and usually, at least almost no one doing PvP uses carronades, although there are some, she is good. 32-pounders and the 18-pounders, she has very close broadside to the Belpool. 60 less than a Belpool, very similar to the regular frigate. So she is a good ship for grinding up the ranks, doing PvE. PvP, I don't feel like the surprise really has a role. However, that being said, she has more of a role now, because a bit ago she didn't have good speed. She was actually had lower than 12 knots of speed. No, 12.04 knots of speed at some point. And then she wasn't used much because she was slow. But now that she has a speed of 12.34 knots, I could actually see, like, it isn't entirely useless since, and those all went over, since 12.34 knots is not a bad speed. It's not spectacular speed though, but it's not bad. I don't know if the surprise will ever be a popular ship in PvP, but for you Jack Aubrey fans, she is in-game and she is pretty, and I took quite a bit of damage there. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Next week I have a special little treat for you guys, I think. But until then, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.